you ain't seen them nowhere around. All of them hiding in the house. And that they're home, the children, their woman, everybody, they're home okay. Nothing wrong with them. Right?
Yeah.
But the poor people now who got it out on the road and wait until 10 and 11 o'clock in the night to reach home at the house, they are the ones who suffering. Right? And in the morning or in the day when they got the news, they're going to call a couple new people for come and they wherever they're there. And they'll say, okay, them don't know this thing going on. Ramjatan said he didn't ever know that it happened at Agricola.
Nosy Ramjatan who's nosy Parker, always in something. All of a sudden he doesn't know what's happening.
At Agricola. You want to you put a right in charge. So you hear people are killing Barbies. I was still on the Agricola coast when I hear that happening.
Yes.
Right? And he the right in charge when he hear that happening.
Well, listen. What else you expect from Ramjatan? What else do you expect from him? You know,
I expect a lot from them, right? But right now with this that's happening, you can't even expect nothing from them right now.
Well, you know, because what else do you expect of him? They are in full collaboration with APNU. They're being set up. They're being led. They are being confrontational. They're all but one. They're all but one.
This thing is not real. Always Guyanese, Coolie Black Chinese or whoever in this country, always Guyanese. And most of the things that happen to people on that road there, it's in them to suffer.
Well, that's what I'm told, that there was a specific target. That's, you know, and Ramjatan and all of them sanction these things. That's what I'm saying. They plan all of these activities, they sanction. When it gets bitten sour, they try to run and to hide and to say that they weren't part of and they didn't know of. And this is
any one of them children was on that place, there's something happened today, but they won't attack right now.
Yeah.
None of them won't attack.
All right, caller, thank you for coming through, and I really appreciate your comment. Thank you very much. 226-3310 is the number to call. Don't forget to turn the volume of your television set down as you attempt to get through to us here at the studio. We seem to have another caller here. Good evening. Hello? Yes, good night.
I'm just realizing that the leadership of AFC has been hijacked from him. Is he realizing that?
Yeah, well, I don't know how much of what he realizes. If you ask me if he sees it, if he's not seeing that, I might want to say no. But they realize it. But anyway, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of infighting in the AFC itself. I don't, think that. I know personally that there are a lot of bitterness and acrimony among them. They're all fighting for top position and second position and all that. Look at what they did to Moses Nagamuntu. I mean, they walk you out and they only give you a vice something position.
He got realized later.
Yeah.
Secondly, why, if they're claiming having a peaceful protest, why didn't they allow the police to be among them to raid the crowd of the...
That's right. That's right. Why would they have to, if it's a peaceful protest, why do they have to fear the presence of the police? And why do you see bricks being hurled at people, at the police, and people pouncing on the police, if this is a peaceful protest? As we saw the same thing they said in Linden, So I don't think that these men, I don't know if it's the age of the leadership or something that have them talking all this nonsense, and not meshing with reality.
For me, the evidence, you got this news guy going on television, national television. Isn't there evidence, enough evidence to convict him of a possible case against him?
Well, I'm sure the authorities will examine those possibilities. I'm sure that all those things will be taken into consideration. I can't say for sure because I am not an expert in that area, but in law. But yes.
Yes, apparently, yes, so these are the police. When the police are supposed to fire, when a life comes under threat and stuff, what are they doing? The man is sticking cutlass in their face, drawing line and threatening. What are they doing?
Well, I think the police came out well. They acted professionally. But
you don't think that they were exposed to some amount of threat there?
Well, I wasn't there personally. I've been looking at videos.
You're looking at tapes and so
I've been looking at videos.
Regular.
It is not necessarily the same thing as if you see it live, but yeah, I believe it was a very dangerous position the police were in and they faced on that day. And it is something that we should try to avert and to avoid it, you know. But nevertheless, I think that at some point those matters are being looked into. All right, thank you very much for coming through, caller. Thank you very much. All right. 226-3310 is the number to call. Don't forget to turn the volume of your television set down as you attempt to get through to us here at the studio, discussing some very important issues this evening. And of course, part of it is the unrest in Agricola and what we have seen being spearheaded and sponsored and led by the opposition. Nigel Hughes and others. Good evening.
Stop lying on people.
Excuse me?
Stop lying on people, because that is not true.
Well,
All are saying there.
will you tell me the truth? What is the truth?
They're getting robbed. People wasn't getting robbed at Agricola.
What was tell me the truth, madam? If you're telling me what I've said so far, what is the truth?
Were you there?
I am asking you to tell me what was the truth. Were you there? What is the truth? The truth is you coming off of the phone. You see, they can't stand by the truth. Here is a very good example. She comes on to say all that I've said is lie. Where is your truth? Let's discuss it. Let's have a debate about what is truth or not true. I mean, all the newspaper capturing the robberies and the beatings, etc., and the abuse, and you coming on here tonight on television to tell people otherwise. What point are you trying to prove? Is this the way you behave in all the face of the evidence that exists? The overwhelming evidence? Listen. I think you should make better use of your phone, madam, coming from the Congress Place operation. Make better use of it. Don't let people set you up to look foolish. All right? I think you know, so please. Good evening. All right, 226-3310 is the number to call. Let's listen. I don't have a problem with anyone challenging anything that I've said. In fact, I look forward to such challenges. But I want you to come to me. You must be able to tell us if you're challenging something I've said, and if you're telling me that I'm trying to lie to the Guyanese people, then I want to hear from you the truth. Good evening.
Hi, good evening, sir.
Yes.
I want to share an experience with you I had last night only, passing Agricola.
Okay.
Going to Diamond, a church there, at around 6 o'clock in the evening. I was traveling in a bus, and a huge brick was thrown through the glass on the side of the bus that shattered that glass and hit a woman sitting in the seat, bursting her head open. Then there were more showers of bricks, and the driver and the whole bus was in a panic, and we had to drive to Port Royal Police Station, make a report, and then the woman was taken to the Diamond Hospital. When we got to the police station, there were also 2 other vehicles with shattered glass. This is not a protest. This is fear-mongering. This is innocent people being scared to succumb, being subjugated by people who are intellectually deficient. They should be able to voice their opinions and convince people to back them in an intellectual debate, not by scaring people into submission. This is the animal's way of attaining control. Decency demands verbal debates. to establish your opinions and to attain your end. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Well, this is what the opposition is all about. This is what I'm saying, and this is a pattern, and they continue to do this kind of thing. And I'm going to say, and you have my regrets about the situation you experienced last evening in the bus. Indeed, last evening there were attempts to rile up again. The police took very strong control and measures. Yes, there were several vehicles which were pelted at and stones were thrown at. The people ran out of the community, threw stuff, went in back, and so forth. And yes, I'm aware of that. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, ma'am.
Mommy, good night.
Good night.
I see all the protests and beating Indian people. I'm an Indian too. I cried to see what happened. My daughter was in town with her baby, and she leaves till 1 o'clock for come home. Why the government can't bring out the army? We guys feeling the heat. And election time, somebody spelled up my house. Till up to now, I go into court and I get no justice up to now. I can't talk the area where I live in because I'm afraid.
You know, why? Why? I'm asking the question, why there people like you and others have to be targeted?
I don't
all because the opposition believe that they have a strong arm and they want to send message and they want to do scaremongering. Why? You know, this is so wrong. And you know, the Moses Nagamutus and the Nigel Hughes, you haven't heard them. Have they come to your rescue?
I don't want to hear about them.
Have they ever offered to represent you in court?
Never.
No, but they represent the criminals.
Yes.
They represent the criminals all the time.
Encourage.
The people who they represent are the people who are always on the side of the wrong. And on the wrong side of the law. Right? My apology. I think my anxiety might have caused you to be cut off. But you could try coming through again. I'll ensure that I take your call. But this is the kind of thing. My apology to that caller. Accidentally the phone came off, and it was by my doing. But this is the kind of behavior. And you don't hear Ramjatan and Nagamutu coming to this woman's rescue and the people who have been beaten rescue. But instead, they send out their Gerhard Ramsarup to stalk the homes of people who give interviews, who said to stalk the people, and to come. And I don't know what else they were attempting to do if they weren't exposed in a timely way. Why did they have to go to people's house? Because the people said they were beaten and so forth. They were going stalking people, looking out at people's back door and looking from distances, looking at people to see their movement. This is the kind of nonsense taking place in the opposition camp, coming from the opposition. Most despicable kind of behavior. Good evening.
Hey, good night, Kwame.
Good night.
They say he didn't have robbery in Tongue. He had robbery in Tongue the same night last week, Thursday night.
Right. The callers mentioned Agricola. There wasn't any robbery at Agricola.
Both.
I am aware of both. Thank you. Yes, I am aware of both.
So, at protest, when the people get massacred in schools, anybody comes and say, what Jack do you say? No violence.
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah.
I don't know what really these people they want.
Yeah.
All them people killing schools, anybody come out and protest and strike and anything this?
Yes. Where is the Guyana Human Rights Association? The opposition mouthpiece. You haven't heard them say that thing about the people who have been traumatized by this situation, beaten, robbed, abused. Where is the Guyana Mike McCormack and his bogus outfit called the Guyana Human Rights Association? Where are they?
Anything they put this killer criminal, I'm say, yo.
This is so wrong. This is so wrong. And I hope that people like you will be, especially the young people, you talk to them and make sure that you guide them in the right way. That we do not make certain mistakes. You see the true colors of these people. You see what they are all about. All right? We don't want to go back to where we are. They want to make this place a ghost town once again.
Yeah, that will happen.
All right, good. Thank you very much. 226-3310 is the number to call. We have another caller here. Good evening.
Good evening, Kwame.
Yes?
About the situation at Agricola.
Yes.
On Thursday, when I was coming home, I had to take a boat, and I'm living on the east bank, you know. I had to take a boat, go over the river, then take a bus, come over back the bridge, and then we didn't even catch a bus there.
You had to get taxi, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah. My gosh. Anyway, you have my regrets, but indeed, you know, this situation is untenable. And this is all because, you know, you were aware how all of this came about, huh?
Yes.
You were aware that this was instigated by the opposition.
Yes.
You were aware that the opposition, Nigel Hughes and others, have a strong hand in these protests.
Yes, Kwame.
And they're extremist elements like Bench Cop and others. So, yes? So, this is what we're talking about.
And little school children were on the road, and they were there. Children were crying.
Babies, I know. Babies.
Boat selling. There was a big crowd there, and babies. A blind girl was there also.
My gosh. Anyway, thank God you've made it through, and thank you for calling.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. 226-3310 is the number to call. Good evening.
Hi, good night, Kwame.
Good night.
A gentleman make a point just now, and I so agree with him. What the police cannot protect the people going to and fro, and their majority is Indian, and the police cannot protect people. Suppose the people decide to retaliate, the police would come and look for the good people.
We're asking people to be calm and to remain
But for how
alert.
long? This thing is getting people nerves because you have to go to work. You have little children, man, little 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. Could they protect themselves? You in a bus, people hitting through a glass, hitting you. Who is going to take care of you? You can't go to work.
Yeah.
What the opposition and the AFC, what they're doing?
Have you heard Moses Nagamoto or any of them condemn this?
One night I hear Ramjitan talking mouth full of nonsense.
Have you heard them condemn this?
I haven't heard going just yet.
Have you heard them condemn this?
I heard Ramjitan say it's wrong, but that is only top. We all know he's just saying that for the front.
Yes, because they're part and parcel. Part and parcel. You know, that's what they do. Oh, they make the mischief and then they run and say, oh, it wasn't me. You remember Shaggy? It wasn't me.
Can't the police arrest these people without shooting them?
Yeah.
Can't the police arrest them and lock them up?
Well,
if they get locked up for a couple of days, it will help this situation. Put all of them close that they can't even breathe.
Yeah.
I think it will help. I know the police could do. They have intelligent people how to deal with it. So why the government also allowing the situation to go like this?
All right,
Give them instruction to do something to get the citizens back.
Well, you know, the police, we don't instruct the police in terms of its day-to-day management. The government just looks at policies. We make sure they have enough vehicles, they have enough weapons, they have all the tools they need to fight crime.
You know,
but the day-to-day management is the Commissioner of Police.
If there's something happening there right now and people decide to retaliate and say the same sticks and bricks and whatever they're throwing, if the civilians or the good people decide to retaliate, you know the police going to go and pick them up? I think you better look into this and do something about it.
Thank you, my friend. Yes, indeed, we are looking at the situation. Thank you very much for coming through. I mean, I understand the emotions, I understand the passions and so forth. I understand. Good evening.
Hi, good evening, Kwame.
Yes.
Why this guy, Nigel Hughes, with his threat, and then he carry out his threat, and why he was not charged or anything like that?
Well, the legal experts might be able to give you a better answer. I wouldn't be able to say exactly at the moment if any of what he says might be considered treasonous or anything close to that. But yes, I mean, this guy is unbearable. This guy I think he's crossed the mark. I think he's crossed the mark.
On television saying that mass protest and what, and a little while after.
Said they don't want peace. They don't want peace. You don't want peace.
They want power.
Don't want peace.
They want power.
Well, you probably need another P. Yeah.
Nagamuto and Ramjadan want to be president by themselves. They don't want the people to vote them there.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, if they can't even among themselves live good without the controversy and the acrimony and who get which position in front of who, you see what they do, Moses Nagamutu.
I hope the people who vote for them, for the AFC, their eyes are opening now.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, my dear. Thank you very much. 226-3310 is the number to call, and of course, I'd like to take as many calls as I could take at this time, because we're soon coming down to the end of program time. So, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, Kwame.
Yes,
I want you to listen to this sequence of events. First thing these people trying to do is to provoke a situation.
Yes.
Provoke a situation where the police got to respond, and when the police respond, then they want to escalate it.
Yes.
You see some callers saying if the police don't respond, then the ordinary people going to retaliate. Well, then you're playing straight into their hands, because that's what they want.
I agree with you.
And let me tell you what's the next thing. They want to create violence and mayhem in the society, and then blame the government and say the government can't control the situation, and then use the one-seat majority in the parliament and vote no confidence.
Yep.
When they vote no confidence, they cut in GCOM budget. Now what happened there? That means GCOM can't hold election, and we got constitutional crisis. That is when they're going to want to share power. They ain't got nothing like sharing power. That is how they want to get in this government through the back door. They have to open their eye and see these things.
Okay. This is a very sound analysis. You're probably a student of political science. A very sound analysis, and many of which...
Man, but I'm telling you, I just read.
Yes.
This stupid guy needs to know what's going on.
Yes. I agree. And I think that too often many of these people believe that, you know, Guyanese are silly and stupid and they're not familiar and they don't pay attention to what is happening. Caller, I'm really impressed with your analysis this evening and the kind of calls that have been coming through. Indeed, I'm impressed.
The AFC, they're talking from two mouths. Ramjatan and Nagamutu talking one thing, and Nigel Hughes and Tratman talking something else. You watch it.
Okay.
They got different message for different audience.
Okay.
Let me see what I'm going to tell the people in Borby. You waiting.
Okay. All right, good. Thank you very much for coming through. Thank you very much. 226-3310 is the number to call. Let's continue to listen to our viewers across the country. We have another caller here. Good evening.
Kwame?
Yes, I'm with you.
What worries me really? These people were in this government 28 years and they're running overboard. Now they want, what shame they want to go back in this government to do what? To run it again overboard?
You tell me.
I think they want to run it overboard again.
Yeah.
Because they're 28 years they're running overboard.
Yeah.
No, there's no shame with these people. They're fighting to go back in power to do what?
And look how well we're doing economically, and so, you know, you imagine if they ever...
I want to tell you something. It's jealousy. It's jealousy. Yeah. And the Niger Youth and the Ramjapan and them is people, they're so, but you know when chicken axe line, I didn't get the chicken, he carried the grass. It's grass they carry now, they can't overthrow this government.
Yes.
I tell you, they can't overthrow this government.
Okay.
This government has everything in its power, is doing the right thing.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming through. Thank you very much. 226-3310 is the number to call. Of course, I'll be able to take about probably 2 more calls before we wrap up on this evening's program. Good evening.
Good evening, Kwame. How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
Yes. Quite enjoyable show you have here tonight.
Thank you.
These people only know one thing, is violence. Their entire history of confronting the PPP for the last 55 years has just been violence, whether they be PNC, PNCR, PNC rig, APNU, UF, and now AFC join the list. You know, I mean, was it for these people that the only way they could, you know, basically confront the PPP is through violence? I mean, please comment to that.
Yeah. Thank you. That's a very good analysis as well. By the evidence of the work of the PPP Civic with administration, which outshines by far what the PNC has ever been able to do in their 28 years in the history of this country, they have nothing to hold on. So the callers are correct. The only thing that they could attempt to do is to try to derail our progress, to try to destroy what we've achieved and try to take us down the road of violence as we've seen over the last few weeks. And continually, I should say, over the many years. All right? Good evening.
Hey, good evening to you.
Yes, good evening.
Concerning the situation in Agricola, I'm wondering to know if Nagamutu and Ramjatan get sleep in the night. When they see these people on the road, punishing and the harassment these people going through, you know, their own Indian people getting beaten, robbed on the road, how they feel to know what these people going through.
And there are other people too, you know. But
yes.
Yes, so, you know, the thing is, I ask myself that same question. I ask myself that same question, but I think that, you know, the kind of people they are, I don't know if they're interested in sleep anyway.
Yeah, but another thing, they know that with this attitude and their behavior, I hope they do know that they don't have another chance in Parliament.
Okay.
All right.
Well, you and others have to do what you have to do, and this is where you need to speak one-on-one to the young people and the others.
Yes.
You know what you have to do.
Yes.
We all know what we have to do.
I know.
All right?
Okay, that's
Thank you very much for coming through, my friend, and I'll take just one more call. We are almost on wrap-up time here. Good evening. Hello?
Good evening.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Last Thursday, I get caught in the traffic.
My gosh.
And it was about, we spent about 5.5 hours.
My regret.
And it's not really coming up. And it was so, we thought we want water, we drink, we can't even get water. I come out in the vehicle, walk the road, couldn't get on with. There was a guy right in front of me, had a little boy, it's about 4 to 5 years. My God, he's sitting there, he couldn't get no water, drink, no nothing, he's stuck in the line. It was so thing, I mean, this is unreliable, these people going out right now. When you look at these people, I mean, if everybody could retaliate with these people they're going out with, it's going to be a different situation. But people went tired, work and tired, want to go home to rest. Look what these people going out with. You know, if they went and work somewhere, on a daily bread like everybody else, they wouldn't be caught up in this.
Well, they get paid in Parliament for carry on with this tribunals, eh? So they get duty free and so forth, and they get big salary in Parliament so that they could carry on. The leader of the opposition gets how much money the Treasury pays per month for him, and gardener and electricity bill and phone bill and all of that. So they could carry on in palaver. They're living comfortable. Their children are somewhere, and they set up innocent people, and they set up, you know, unsuspecting people who might be unsuspecting, and they have them in this situation because they don't really care. All they see at the bottom of this all is that they have some agenda, and that they're going to use whoever they have to use to further their agenda. And it's just really sad. It's really sad.
Yes, it's sad to everybody. It ain't easy to nobody will take place.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Yeah. Thank you, caller. I'm really happy for your contribution. Sorry.
When look around there, and you can see PPP did progress all over, not for one, for them and for us.
Yes.
So they should not base against what's going on. They may do roads, we enjoy. They do school, all the citizens.
That's right. In opposition areas, every part of this country, no part, let me put it this way, no part of this country, over the last 20 years of the PPPC administration, there is anyone or any group could say have had something in their community done. They've had something in their community done. No one could say that nothing was done in a particular community. Albeit, it might not be all that is needed in specific communities. But this government has done something for everyone.
To see.
Everyone. And, you know, and these are the kind of things, and the force of the performance of the PPPC administration is so overwhelming that they can't beat that. So they have to find other means of trying to make things look bad and to indeed destroy our country as they are doing. Look at what the images of Agricola that goes overseas, the images of Linden that goes overseas. I mean, come on. At a time when our country has improved, look at what are we performing economically in the economy. No part of the Caribbean, that kind of performance that Guyana has today is evidence no other part of the Caribbean. Nowhere else in the Caribbean. Guyana is a shining example. And here it is. You got Grangers and others, and the Kemra Dramjatan and Moses Nagamutu and Nigel Hughes and their other acolytes who spend all their time planning and plotting of how they could destroy all this progress. You need to think about that as everyone else.
Yeah, but one thing, what they need to do, they should get the army out there and bring things calm, you know, bring out the whole army and let, you know, bring everything to calm.
Yes. All right, so thank you very much for coming through, caller. I think that would have taken us to our last call. Of course, I would have liked to listen to more of you, but of course, I'm constrained by time. I would like to thank you very much for tuning in to tonight's program. A very good program on my recommencement of Square Talk after a brief few weeks, and I really appreciate your support, cooperation, and of course you come tuning into this program this evening. We need to remain vigilant, we need to remain watchful, we need to be keen as to what is happening around us, and we need to condemn the opposition for all the despicable acts. We need to condemn the Moses Nagamutu, we need to condemn the Kemra Dramjatan, the Nigel Hughes, the Granger, the Rupert Rupnerines of this country, because they're all part and parcel of a grand collaborative effort to make Guyana ungovernable. Until next week, I'm Kwame Mc Coy saying good night, God bless you, and please join Square Talk on Tuesday next week. Thank you.